Welcome, my Pisces, to your 2023 year ahead reading. I'm Christine. If this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. I'm really glad to have you here with us today. Well, with me, there's no us. And if you are returning, welcome back. I'm also really happy to see you here. We are going to dive in and do a 13 tarot card spread along with Oracle at the end. I have borrowed the spread from the Tarot Lady, and it's called the New Year Forecast Spread. So if you see me looking, it's because I'm looking at each part of the spread here, and I wanted to acknowledge and give credit because this is not my spread. I am so excited. I feel a lot of, when I tap into 2023 energy, I feel a lot of good things. It's almost like when you breathe after having a year of just a lot, several years we'll say. I feel 2023 is going to bring almost like fresh air. You know when you open the door and you get cold air and it just feels good? That's the energy I feel. So quick reminders as I shuffle. Always practice discernment and use your intuition. I feel like I don't have to say this to the water signs, but here we go. Like I'm saying to all the other signs, know that energies are fluid, and you can watch this video for any placement that you feel intuitively drawn, whether it's your sun, moon, rising, Venus, Mercury, Mars, North Node, or any other. So without further ado and me talking, let's continue and let's start. So we're going to first look at the summary of the year that has just ended, 2022. So let's see what your year may have been about. Of course, we got cup energy, 2 of cups. Wow. Immediately I get love of self. I feel like for my Pisces in 2022, this may have been a year of really reconnecting to yourself. Of course, I've got more messages because this also concerns for some connecting to loved ones, but also in a romantic sense, finding connection and union with others. So again, the theme for 2022 may have been connection, soul growth, especially union and connection with self. There was a need to walk the path back home to self. Some of you may have taken time off, may have almost like hermit energy I get, bubbling up, regardless of whether you're introvert or extrovert. There was a need where you may have recalled a lot of your energy to focus on you, to recoup, regenerate. It may have been a year of just rest, but in a different way than you imagined. There may have been a lot of processing, literally a lot of just allowing yourself to be, to receive, not to push yourself. I'm not saying you all were hanging out on the couch, but I feel like this was a year, 2022 was a year of deep processing and connection with yourself. Almost like being born again within yourself, if that makes sense. Because the 2 of Cups represents balance, connection, harmony, reciprocity, love. And I feel like for some, there may have been a disconnection you may have felt in 2022, perhaps with what you were doing, what path you were on, the people around you, in general, the environment, the ambiance, and perhaps where you were putting your energy. And so 2022 may have been like taking I'm hearing that movie. Well, it's also a path, El Camino, the pilgrimage, it's like a pilgrimage route, a spiritual route many people take in France, parts of Spain, all the way to Santiago de Compostela. So some of you may have gone on a retreat, a spiritual journey, if you will, shamanic journey. There's a lot of like hermiting, time alone, reflecting. Comment down below. I'd love to hear your experiences and see if this was what you experienced. I just felt like a total, I need to get to know myself and who I am because I'm feeling kind of lost right now. That's the energy I feel for 2022. And I feel like many of you have found union or are coming very close to yourself by the end of 2022 or even into 2023. Again, everyone's on different timelines. And I feel like this time was tremendously needed for you. It's almost like a car wash. And it's not superficial in that way. It's you get in and, sorry, I keep feeling like there was a bug here. It's almost like when you get in the car wash and you come out and you just feel like an upgraded, rejuvenated version. And so there may have been a need for you to step away, to pull back your energy, not just in terms of social engagement, but in all areas of your life, so that you could reacquaint yourself with yourself, to yourself, with who you are. For those that, some of you in 2022 actually connected to a partnership. And this also could have meant a leveling up in commitment with the Two of Cups. But more or less, I feel Two of Cups is bringing folks together. So there could have been a reunion with people, or simply meeting someone else and you got into a relationship, a romantic relationship. And so 2022 may have set that foundation. Some of you were not looking, some of you weren't planning on that. And it set your pathway in a very different way. Again, when people come into our lives and we don't expect it, especially if you're like, okay, I'm gonna, maybe go to school, continue with my work, these are my goals, and you're working toward it, and then bam, the universe drops, almost like a stork delivering a baby. But it's a partner. So for some of you in 2022, this was a year of finding yourself and maintaining yourself within a relationship, and learning how to balance I within the we and we as well. And also solidifying this union. It doesn't mean marriage or proposal, but really anchoring it down, defining what it means to you. I'm not saying it has to have labels, but really making it a part of your life, like weaving it in. There's overall, 2022 was extremely transformative within. It was like the road back to self, the path back to self, falling in love with yourself through healing, through self-reflection and introspection. Interestingly, this is what I labeled Virgo's reading, and you guys are the polar sign of Virgo. So if any of you have major Virgo placements in your chart, you may want to see that. It's interesting. Okay, let's move on to career outlook. I got a lot for you guys for 2022. Okay, for career, for my Pisces, in 2023, we have 7 of Swords. You know who got this? Libras. How do I remember? Because I'm a Libra too. And it just sticks in my head. So for 2023, I'm not saying your career is going to be full of deception, manipulation, lies, and treachery, as denoted by this card. But I do feel like there may be almost like when you are going down like a maze, like a labyrinth, and you're going and you're hitting the walls, right? It could be like a corn maze or simply a maze with some type of structure. And you're like, I can't get out. And so I feel like in 2023, you may realize, because it's all connecting back to you, and this isn't bad. They're almost like reminders. When you are in bumper cars, they have that rubber. And without that rubber, it would probably do a lot more damage if cars were to hit one another, metal to metal. But with the rubber, it's almost like a protection, right? And so you hit and you bounce, even though you can still feel the impact. So I feel like in 2023 for your career, you may find yourself being redirected. And again, it's not negative. It's you have the driver's seat, right? You have the power. You may find yourself experiencing, this is why it's important to follow your intuition and not doubt it. You may find yourself experiencing different circumstances in your career where you're like, wait, it wasn't supposed to be this way. Why is it this way now? And so you can come off again, because sometimes with the 7 of Swords, I get secrecy, doing things behind your back. But I'm not getting the universe has like a bunch of people waiting for you in your career and you're going to be cut into pieces. That's not the energy I'm getting. But I am getting to make sure that you really trust yourself, tap into yourself, because you feel and you're very in tune to your environment. You've got a lot of antenna. And so when you feel that doubt coming, that's more than likely telling you, no, trust what you're feeling. For your career too, with 7s, this could also present a lot of options that are encumbering, that like outweigh the energy and time that you have. So be careful of spreading yourself too thin in 2023, because this could mean more responsibilities. And remember, for those of you that are new here, I'm an intuitive reader as well. I don't just read the cards. The traditional tarot card meaning, I should say. Be careful of taking on a lot of responsibility in 2023. There's something here about transparency and communication. So if you work with a lot of other folks, like team, and you're not, because I know some people work from home and they're more independent and they tend to work in, solo. If you work with a lot of people or you collaborate a lot or it's a necessity, make sure that everything is documented and things are transparent and there's communication. If there's doubts, ask. I'm not saying it's time to be paranoid or not, but this is simply to ascertain that people around you, regardless of how they feel, whether there could be, some envy or jealousy around you, that people don't try to twist or turn anything around. So a few things just to be mindful of. Again, this is not going to play out for everyone. It may not even happen, especially with this card, but I feel like this is your opportunity to listen. It's more importantly bringing up the notion of trusting your gut, trusting your intuition and following those feelings. More importantly, setting boundaries and not overwhelming yourself in career. Don't say yes when in reality you want to say no, or you don't have time or space. Maybe your values. This is why I need to do a video on this, on values. It's so important to really set your values every year, maybe every quarter assess them, or midway, because they've changed. They're not static. They change, especially with different shifts in our lives. And so in 2023, think about what it is that is truly important to you. Because if you are having a lot more responsibility at work and you value like equal life work balance, or you don't really want to work a lot of hours, but all of a sudden you see an uptick, that's something to be mindful of. So again, I do see a lot of opportunities in your career, but I feel like this is going to be your chance to really be discerning on whether or not you want to take these opportunities on. Some of you, okay, this is what I'm just getting right now. Some of you are afraid to put yourself out there, especially in career. Perhaps you want to get a promotion, or you want to work your way up, but it requires standing out in some way, whether it's a more senior position or a role, or some way you're putting yourself out there. And so some of you may be holding yourself back. This could also indicate to me self-sabotage. So again, a few things to be mindful of. Okay, moving on to finances. What's going on in finances for my Pisces, please? We got 5 of Swords. Hang in here, guys. Don't literally look at the cards, because the cards right now, minus the 2022 card for 2 of Cups, you're thinking, oh shit, 2023. No. So for your financial, we've got the 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords is something with your finances that may not turn out in the way that you want. But I feel like this is a alert, maybe is the right word, to let you know, okay, your finances need a bit of organization, perhaps a review and assessment to figure out where it is that you want to take this part of your life. I'm going blank, you guys. Mercury retrograde has been just oof. I also feel like there's a shift happening with the 5 of Swords. There could be a preoccupation. So remember, what you think, your belief systems and your thoughts can become reality quickly. So if you're dealing with any money scarcity, money blocks, or anything of that sort, limiting beliefs around money and finances, that's something to explore in 2023. Because I feel like there's an anxiety here around money, around your finances. And again, it could be because of the 7 of Swords. It could be because of situations that you've left in the past. But again, I don't see this as a bad thing. This is simply the universe saying, okay, 2023, it's time for a change in your financial outlook here, literally and figuratively. Time to take, there may be fear here, time to take a look at the books. In other words, let's take a look at your finances, your overall health, see what needs to happen. Do you have to budget? Maybe if you are already budgeting and you're an amazing saver and you have, multiple streams of income or whatnot, maybe the next step is to invest or to work with an accountant or a bookkeeper or whatever to make your financial portfolio more efficient, or to maximize your returns. Whatever the case is, You're being guided here by the universe. Nope. You may be feeling a certain way. There may be anxiety or fear, but now is the time to harness that power. Use that to your advantage. Let go of anything that's not working in your financial outlook, in your financial part of your life. Again, we have the nodal points in Taurus and Scorpio. In Taurus, 2nd house, Scorpio, 8th house. It's about embracing values that work for us, shifting things around value, worth, money. Taurus is ruled by Venus too, so it could be about beauty and how we use our money too, because money is energy. And so some of you may have Scorpio aspects in your chart, because I sense fear around money. This is about letting go of controlling it, a fear of, okay, what's coming in, where am I getting it, blah, blah, blah. It can go down like a rabbit hole. So this is simply a check-in. Some of you may want to work in increments, where maybe in the first month of the year, you get a picture of your finances, or take a look if you haven't already. Second month, you may want to maybe read a book and start looking at some limiting beliefs that are cropping up, because again, they're very related, career and finances, right? And so you may have grown up with a perception of money that was not very positive. And so here, again, for some, you may have experienced monetary loss, financial loss. You may be trying to get back on your feet. And I feel like 2023 is the year to cut off all those beliefs and to harness that energy, that power, and to reimagine, to shift that perspective and say, you can change this. Because 5 is about changes too. So again, if you've been facing difficulties, is this a bird? This looks like some type of parrot or bird. You are going to rise above this. This looks like Hathor, the goddess of fertility. She's also depicted of a cow, or as a cow. So that to me denotes abundance, fertility, but it has to do with a mindset shift. And because these are swords, this is definitely about your mindset. So again, I'm on the journey with you, all my Pisces, with money shifts. So this is really good news. This is positive. These are good changes that are coming. The universe is simply alerting you, time to get your money ducks in a row. Okay, let's pivot into love and see what 2023 has in store for my Pisces. We got the Wheel of Fortune, fixed signs here: Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, Aquarius. The wheel is about lessons learned. A cycle is ending as it is beginning. Something has culminated, come full circle. This also is about opportunities and blessings coming in, contracts ending as well. So I feel like with love, this is very expansive energy, and we have 10 here, which is completion. So for those looking for love, I feel like 2023, you are going to have a lot of opportunities, especially with movement. If you travel for work, local or foreign, I feel like you can meet someone from another culture, obviously, or you could travel during your travels, meet someone. So be open to people that come in and out throughout your different, it could be travels, whether for work or for personal reasons. I feel like some in 2023, again, with every year, sometimes we have relationships that end, and when we have space and make space, new opportunities for other relationships come in as well. And so I see a lot of development here, but this also speaks to lessons about love. So again, make sure, because we got 2 of Cups in the beginning, and I feel like this may have primed you. 2022 may have primed many of you for love that may be coming in 2023. So get clear, because this also has to do with karma, karmic contracts, relationships. So get clear on things that you've learned from all your previous relationships. Similar, don't hate me guys, similar to the financial outlook, do a love assessment, like budgeting, in other words. Really inventory all of your love relationships and ask yourself, you know, what were the good things? What were the negative things? What did you learn? What did you take away? Because in every relationship, there's something we learned and something that was mirrored to you. What are some things you still struggle with that you see in all relationships, not just romantic? Because a lot of the belief systems and the way we interact and our perceptions, they are spread across all of our relationships, platonic and otherwise. So again, I feel like this is going to be a year for love opportunities if you're open. And if you're ready, be careful of repeating cycles, because you may meet people that are very reminiscent of energies of the past. And so the universe is guiding you. If you feel a certain something and you're like, wait, this feels familiar, that's your antenna kind of reminding you, like, wait, did I learn this lesson? I think I experienced this. Because the wheel, you have the potential to repeat cycles too. So that's something to always be mindful of. For those that are in relationships, especially long distance relationships, there may come a turning point where you all are able to merge or get to see one another, because I see there's something ending here, right? And there's some beginning. So some of you may be consolidating a relationship or moving in or meeting. There's some type of joining in, right? Things are moving closer. Some of you will be ending relationships, but I feel like many of you know this already, and it's going to evolve. And I'm not going to go into that, because I feel like for some, if you see this, sometimes there's fear that arises, but everyone internally, intuitively knows when it's time to let it go. And sometimes we struggle with wounding around that, of why we don't want to let something go. For those that are in relationships right now, I feel like there's a brand new chapter starting for those in relationships. Some of you, it may simply be like a regenerative period for you, almost like, wow, we've been together, whether it's 1 year or 20 years, and you need like a refresh. For me, the wheel brings that type of energy, a new momentum, a fresh breeze, if you will. Almost like I said in the beginning, opening the door and having that cool air. It's like that. Some of you are shaking things up, literally taking trips together. It's injecting a bit of pizzazz, spice, right? Shaking things up and reinvigorating the relationship. Now, for those of you that are not interested in love, you're like, Christine, no, I don't care about romantic love. In terms of friendship, I feel like you do have the potential to make friends. The thing is, I always say potential with everyone, because we can show up to events, but if we're just sitting there or we go hide in the bathroom, obviously we're not going to connect with people unless you find someone else doing the same thing. And so you have a lot of potential for meeting people remotely, virtually, and also in different events. Third house, ninth house energy. So I'm picking up here with all of this energy of the wheel. I feel like there's going to be unexpected opportunities where you will meet someone. It's almost going to be serendipitous. Like for example, you're paying your parking meter and you bump into someone that you may recognize or that you know, or that you just start chatting up a conversation. You're sitting at a bus stop, something like that, right? It's those types of serendipitous encounters. So be open, right? Their hands, it's almost like receiving mode. Be open to these changes. And the first sign we have is Aquarius, right? That's in mid-January into February. And so simply be open, be mindful of the lessons you've learned in all of your relationships. Let's pivot to family and friends. And I know the friend part is a little bit similar to what I put with the love outlook, but love encompasses more than romantic love. That's why I wanted to add that. Okay, so for your family and friends, we have 8 of Cups. We got the Moon. Okay, so you all already know this. I feel I don't think this is going to be anything new. I feel like in 2023, for this year ahead, some of you are going to be releasing relationships with family and/or friends. Remember, chosen or blood, whichever. Some of you, like I said earlier, to make space, and this doesn't always have to be permanent. I want to say that with 8 of Cups, it could simply mean a distancing away, or you know what? I need to set a boundary and I'm leaving this right now. I can't do this right now. But there's a general inclination and knowing that something has to change here and shift. So right now I need to take my attention, my cups, right? My energy out of these relationships and shift them into something that is more aligned with where I am and where I'm going. So again, with family and friends, there may be a rethinking of how you spend time with them. You, again, may be spending less time with certain members and friends, and also reallocating that time. Because here, this is emotional energy and time, investment, right? When we have Cups, it's also about speaking to how much are you investing in these relationships. So some of you may have been over investing in certain friendships and family relationships, and you're like, no, I'm tired, I'm burnt out, I actually need some time for myself. So there's simply a reconfiguration in terms of where you're investing your time and energy in 2023 with family and friends. I also feel too with the Eight of Cups, because Eight of Cups is about balance too. It's like the infinity symbol. 8 also speaks of abundance and prosperity. And so again, it doesn't necessarily mean you're cutting them out, like you're done. I want to note that, because sometimes people are like, what? I'm not doing that, I'm not leaving. But you have to follow, again, you already know this. It's intuitively you're being guided. A lot of you already know this. This could also mean a different up-leveling, because sometimes with Eight of Cups, remember, relationships transform. As long as both parties, two people, are willing to transform, it could work. So some of you, for the Eight of Cups, this may simply mean a transformation in the connection that you have with certain family and friends in 2023. Okay, continuing on, let's look at your spiritual outlook. Ooh. Four of Wands, holy shit. Some of you are going to get married. There's a spiritual connotation here with the Four of Wands. Spirituality. There is, I get, this is like the 1111 card, right? But this usually signifies some type of reunification with self or with other. And again, in 2022, you had a focus on Two of Cups. So for some of you that have entered a connection and perhaps the connection moved faster and you're like, whoa, but you may have felt it was like a calm knowing. You know, it wasn't anything rash. You may actually be taking it up to a next level in 2023. This could be marriage or engagement or union, moving in, because some people don't get married, and that's okay. The union itself could be exchanging house keys or apartment keys. But in terms of spirituality, I feel like this involves someone else too. A connection, a growth. So I feel like in 2023, you may have a soul partner. So I'm going to say this very clearly. Oh crap. My glasses just broke. Okay, I just pinned it temporarily. I want to finish your reading. This soul partner can be romantic or platonic. Important to denote. And I feel like this is going to help you. It's like a spiritual teacher, mentor, guide. I feel for many of you, this is someone that is going to help assist and guide you. So this person may be a little bit further ahead in their own journey. But likewise, for some, it could be the reverse. But I feel strongly, many of you, this person is a little bit ahead. And they're going to help you in this year ahead through their interactions, through the energetic exchange, right? So for some, it's going to be romantic. For others, it's going to be platonic. So I feel like you're the first sign that has gotten this. Your spiritual journey is going to involve another teacher, if you will, a spiritual teacher that's going to come into your life and really help you up level, help you gain balance, because the Four of Wands is about balancing your spiritual foundation in this particular sense. This also speaks very much to boundaries, because with Wands, it's very easy for boundaries to seize. And I know for Pisces, 12th house, and if you have a lot of Pisces in your chart, it could be very difficult, convoluted. Sometimes you're like, I don't know what's mine, I feel so much. This teacher, I feel it's going to help you manage your own energy. Many of you, I feel, are very empathic. You're empaths, sensitives. So you may absorb and pick up a lot of energy. And sometimes it could be very difficult to discern what's yours and what's not. And again, sometimes you take on moods of others. And that can be so confusing. So in terms of your spiritual outlook, I sense there's a balancing out where you're going to finally feel like, I'm not just floating up in Neptune. I'm actually grounded on Earth too. That's the energy here, because it's easy for those, especially water signs, it's easy to sometimes have one foot more, like more of the foot in the spiritual realm, because it's comfortable, it's fluid, it comes easier to you than it is on a practical sense. But here you're being invited to, no, you got to take a balanced approach. You're still a human, your soul is in that human body. This is going to be really important for you, because energy management is, just like it says, about energy, which transcends boundaries and borders and time and space, but also to physical boundaries and other boundaries that are needed. Okay, now let's take a look at the first quarter outlook, January, February, and March. Let's see what is happening for my Pisces. Knight of Coins. Look at this. I feel like you are headed towards solidifying your foundation. This is about values. Remember I talked about that earlier? I feel like in the first quarter, there may be like an overall assessment, clarity, almost like setting your goals. Because again, you're the last sign of the astrological wheel before we hit the astrological new year with Aries. So most people think, you know, with Capricorn season, when we hit December 31st, that's it. The new year starts, but no. Energetically, we feel it more when your season ends because that's the 12th house. That's the last house of, right, undoing, of things come from the hidden worlds, from the subconscious, of putting things to death and then starting anew with Aries. And so with that energy in mind, I feel like the first quarter, you are going to be getting literally everything in order. This is actually when you may be cleaning, we'll just say detoxing, cleaning up, reassessing how the year went, setting your goals. I feel like a foundation is being planted here, and you're going to outline the steps of what it is that you may want to accomplish in 2023. Also, too, this is about looking into your values. We have this cow here. This cow I know is not Egyptian. I mean, the cow could come from anywhere. But I keep getting, you've got a lot of cow reference. Cows are about fertility, abundance, feminine energy, divine feminine energy, I should say, nurturance, self-care, self-love. So there's also here a strong like connection, a strong stream of making sure that you nurture yourself, that you take time for yourself. This is part of your own spiritual toolkit. Mostly, I have not said this for any other sign, but I feel for you, it's important to really nurture yourself. I get that strongly. Taking care of yourself in a physical sense, like a Taurian sense, especially with this card, which is Earth energy, is important. It's not just the spiritual aspects that are important to take care of. It's also the physical body and what we reside in. So some of you may be reevaluating your health, your wellness, like 6th house energy. I feel like a DVD or CD player that's scratched and that keeps stopping. Let's take a look at your second quarter for April, May, and June. So that's springtime up here in the Northern Hemisphere with a little bit of summer. Ace of Cups. You guys have a strong theme of love here. Some of you, again, Ace of Cup is a new opportunity, a new beginning in love. Sometimes the Four of Wands that you got earlier, this is for, where was the Four of Wands? Family, this is your spirituality. And I mentioned a spiritual partner. For some, it's going to be romantic. This could be tied to the second quarter. This may be happening April, May, June. There could be some type of new beginning in love or some type of reconnection. Sometimes the Four of Wands can be someone from the past. I don't always get that. It could be like a reconnection. For others, this could be, if you're not even tied to anyone, a new opportunity in love. It could also mean simply an endeavor that's starting that you're very passionate about. You have a strong emotional connection. For those that are like, see ya, no love. But something that's emotionally fulfilling that's going to come around this time of year. Strong love in your reading. Your third quarter, July, August, September, most of summer up here in the Northern Hemisphere with a little bit of fall. Okay? Done. Okay. We have the Fool. So in this third quarter, you may be prompted to take a risk and start something. Again, this could be this invitation for a new beginning in love, where you foment that. It could be something completely unrelated. But there's going to be something that comes up around this third quarter, July, August, September, where you may feel like, wow, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it. It's going to be something out of your element. I feel like you're going to be very excited, and you're just going to go for it. There's an energy of like a little kid being excited, and instead of getting their usual ice cream, they're like, I want to try a new flavor with different sprinkles. It's like that. I feel like some of you are going to move. There's some moves around all the zodiacs. I feel like some of you are going to move for partnership, for love. This reminds me of the Little Mermaid. You know, in the Little Mermaid, she actually transformed, sacrificed her voice to be with her prince. What was his name? Eric. I don't know how I remember. It's been a while. And so I feel like in some vein, I'm not saying you're going to sacrifice, but I feel like it's that type of energy that you're willing to take a risk and you're like, I'm going to move. Especially since you got the wheel with your love outlook. You got, again, strong love here in your reading. Moving into the final quarter, we have October, November, December. So let's take a look. Two of Swords. You guys, decision. This is a crossroads, perhaps a choice point. This is Air, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. So at the end of the year, from October, November, December, fourth and final quarter, there's some type of decision point. This could also mean putting up boundaries. But more than anything, I'm getting some type of choice that you're going to have to make a decision about. This can be anything. Let's quickly clarify to see if we can get more info. We've got a lot of moons here, so you're going to know it's going to be an intuitive choice, not logic-based, even though we have Two of Swords here. This could also mean, for some, setting boundaries around the situation. And you will know the outcome of that. Is that an octopus? There's like animal, dragon heads. It looks like an octopus, but there's like dragons on these tentacles. Okay, can we clarify the Two of Swords, please, for this final quarter for my Pisces? What is the Two of Swords about, please? Five of Wands. Some type of conflict here. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Wands. So this could concern a relationship potentially, where things may not be in alignment, or you may feel it. You may actually be reassessing it. But the Five of Wands to me is some type of conflict, drama. It doesn't have to be about relationships. It can be about any situation in your life. It could be internal too. You may be fighting a decision, because the Two of Swords is very much about a decision. So you may be, especially if you have a lot of air in your chart or in your perhaps moon or Mercury, you're like, oh shit, what decision do I make? So there may be an internal battle here. The answer lies in your intuition. It's like the universe is saying, calm down, just flow with it and listen to your intuition. So the decision may seem worse than the actual problem itself. It may not be a problem at all. It's just making the decision that is for this fourth quarter. Holy crap, you guys, I'm having so much trouble talking. Some of you may deal with difficulty talking. But it's hard for me to discern at this moment, because since Mercury went shadow, into its shadow period several days ago, I've been affected. Anyways, let's continue on. We're going to take a look at the biggest obstacle you will face in 2023. We have Six of Coins, Earth, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. So this to me speaks of reciprocity, giving and receiving. I feel many of you are natural givers. I don't even have to question that. I feel receiving is going to be something big for you. Also balancing, because with the Six of Coins, six speaks of balance as well. This is such a generous person. Instead of killing these bugs, they're releasing the bugs. They look like beetles, and they are very abundant creatures. So this is also about managing, balancing, managing. It could be your finances. Again, I touched upon that earlier. Some of you are being guided to take a look at your financial health, and even if there's fear around it, just see where it's at, because once you get a picture, that's when you can take action and create your game plan. So with the biggest obstacle here, it's retaining balance. It's almost like a balance between, you have a lot of love present, and that could mean, again, platonic or romantic, but nevertheless, a lot of connections here. Libra had something similar. So if you got prominent Libra placements, there may be something in that reading as well. But it's going to be important for you to manage your boundaries and your energy, your bubble, if you will, with others. And so 6 of Coins is speaking to your value and really asking yourself, is what I am receiving, is there an equal give or take in this situation, in this relationship? Because I have a feeling many of you overgive, and some of you may have dealt with one-sided situations. Many of you may have felt very drained, used, taken advantage of. People may have taken advantage of your generosity, your kindness, and you have a lot of intuitive markers here. Pay attention, because your own intuition is going to guide you and help you discern who is right for you and who is not, who you should not invest in, and etc. Okay, so let's look at how you can tackle this. We got the 8 of Swords. So 8 of Swords is don't hide away. Be really honest with yourself. Be really open and aware. Don't hide under this donkey coat. It looks like a donkey coat, because there could be a lot of fear. We could hold ourselves back sometimes by trying to idealize something or someone, when in reality, we know what's there. So this is simply about being honest. Allow yourself to see. Take that donkey blindfold off and see things for how they really are. This is something so important for you all, because with your ruler, Neptune, it's easy to cloud things. It's easy to idealize and romanticize situations. Nothing to do with romance, but it's like you see the good in people, and sometimes you may give too much of a benefit of a doubt to them and not see things for how they are going. That's what we have here in the career. Remember, we have the wolf. For some of you, because of your giving nature, you may have had people prey on you. In other words, people take advantage of you. And so if you are in a position of helping others, guiding others, make sure to, again, this is simply just to be aware, especially in your career, but in all facets of life. I feel like since your boundaries for 2023 are tightening up, it's going to really have people do like a double take, and they're like, what? This Pisces didn't have this boundary here. What's going on? And so a lot of people may not like it. Perhaps that's why we got 8 of Cups in your family and friends. When you put boundaries, which is an act of love for yourself, you're going to notice who supports you and who doesn't really fast. Okay, finally, let's look at an overview of the year ahead. Let's see how the 2023 will be for my Pisces. Queen of Coins, yes. Taurus energy, also Capricorn, Virgo, but I always get Taurus. I feel like this is going to be a year where you value yourself. You put yourself first, because the Queen is someone who takes care of herself, honors herself. She does not engage in anything that's not reciprocal. She knows her worth. This is the most important outlook or message to understand here, because the Queen of Pentacles, Taurus energy, is ruled by Venus. And that's all about knowing our value. And so I feel like in 2023, there's going to be an underlying sentiment behind a lot of the things you do. Almost like a little universe is here, and it's always reminding you and nudging you. Remember your value. Don't let that go down. You know, always remember it. Keep it at the forefront. Don't let people take advantage of you. Know your worth. Okay, let's take a look at some oracles and see what other messages the universe has for you. What else do my Pisces need to know, please, for 2023? Okay. You all are leveling up. I feel like 2022 really set that stage to really get to know yourself, get rid of or become at least more aware of self-limiting beliefs, mindset changes, and anything that didn't serve you, that wasn't helping you. We got conclusions are within reach, full moon eclipse. So you may be getting a lot more clarity and answers around something that has been on your mind. Hold on, we can clarify that card to see specifically what we can tap in. Can we clarify these conclusions are within reach? What is this specifically referencing? Ooh, thank you. We've got 2 cards. We got King of Cups, 7 of Swords. Okay, for some of you, this is about a relationship. There may have been deception, manipulation, secrecy, perhaps deceit. And so there may be some final judgment here where you're making a decision, or some of you could be waiting on the others. But I feel like many of you are realizing that the situation is going to end, because usually with full moon, we have full moon eclipse. Eclipse, generally there's some significant change, some type of ending. So for any of you in some type of perhaps not so healthy relationship, you may intuitively know it's going to end. It's time to end. And this may happen before, even though this reading is for 2023, I feel like many of you already know that something is going to shift, because something may not be reciprocal. You may not feel like your needs are being met. So for 2023, some of you may be ending a significant relationship in your life. Okay, let's continue on. What other messages does the universe have for my Pisces, please, for 2023? Holy crap. Everything wants to come out here for you. Okay. We got 2 cards that turned over here. Okay, your first one, 33, exercise gratitude. Everyone is a co-creator in this shared experience of life. Gratitude for all things overcomes our resistance to challenges and spurs our growth. Of course, you got a mermaid here. Doesn't this look like a mermaid? Some of you, because you got a mermaid too for... I swear we had a mermaid. There we go. You got this earlier for, I believe, your 3rd quarter. So there may be something about mermaids for you all. Mermaids tend to be alluring, mystical, mysterious. There may be something about your throat, because they tend to, what do they sing? There's something else, charm. So there may be a need for being assertive with your communication and speaking your truth in 2023. You guys got quite a few swords in your reading too. Exercise gratitude. We got own your power, number 7. You got 7 of Swords twice in your reading. Changing the world is easier after one learns to change oneself. Become the change you wish to see and watch the world around you shift. This is all about the perception mindset shift I was talking about. You got butterfly in the earth. So again, I feel like this may be a continuation from 2022, but many of you are reclaiming your power. Hence, a lot of the focus here on assertive communication, setting boundaries, and really knowing your value, your worth. This is like a major glow up here. Finally, oh, I kid you not. Look, we have 13 set boundaries. Honor and hold your own physical and emotional space. Only you can do this effectively. Respect your feelings and allow others theirs. Some of you may have been taking on other people's boundaries. Perhaps there's elements of codependency to heal, where you may feel like others' issues, problems, challenging feelings, emotions are yours, and they're not. So again, this is confirmation. Boundaries. 2023, it's going to test you about your boundaries. Many of you are reclaiming your power. You're going to feel it, because you're going to feel light. I feel like some people are like magnets to you because of your energy. You may have had people around you just draining you, and it was difficult for you to leave. There could have been environments that were not well suited to how you like to work or operate. What else does the universe want my Pisces to know, please, for 2022? We got 3 cards again. We got light. Weave your spells by the light of stars and listen to your inner voice. Listen to your intuition. Always trust yourself. We also got sun. Keep your face to the sun and you will never see the shadows. A lot of you, some of you may have two things. Some of you purposely have ignored things that you knew were not for your highest good. You chose to look the other way. In the past, present, it could be into 2023 where this happens, because you were still not ready to assert yourself, to say something, and perhaps to leave a situation. And for others, you realize that trusting your intuition and knowing when there's some sort of danger, and again, like I'm not talking about like murder, but like people that weren't for your highest good, people that were trying to pull a fast one over you, things like that. I feel like many of you have realized the more you've always listened to yourself and those nudges, the more that you realize that you could trust yourself, that everything that you felt was true. A lot of light and sun energy, which is healing. Finally, you have deer. Bring gentleness and grace in every aspect of your life. Got a lot of feminine energy in your reading, especially with the cows. And then deer as well. Deer also speaks of leadership too. Some of you, again, like we have here, own your power. You're reclaiming your power, your life, your energy, and becoming the leaders to your own life story, to your own journey, which is extremely empowering. Again, I feel like if you and when you reunite with folks and meet people, especially people that have known you, they may not even recognize your energy because of how much you've changed. What other messages does the universe have, please, for my Pisces for 2023? Okay, thank you. We got purpose. I know what I am here to do. Perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. And we have courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. So a lot of these may be very uncomfortable as you wade through them. Boundaries, setting boundaries, assertive communication, standing in light, not dimming yourself, because when you own your power, you stand in your own true authentic self. And with the two mermaids here, I know this speaks of gratitude, but I strongly get singing your song. In other words, speaking your truth, not being afraid, and don't dim your light. This is part of what you're here to do. So many of you are going to face these head on in 2023. Let's see what else. How can my Pisces best take care of themselves in 2023? Thank you. Okay, we got 4. 9, clean up your space. I said that earlier. I think in Q1, many of you, instead of what people are doing before 2022 ends, in the first quarter, perhaps early January into February, essentially before we get to your birthday month, mid-February to mid-March, I feel like many of you are going to be cleaning up, and that's going to have a profoundly positive effect on your energy, especially if you're leaving toxic environments or environments that were unhealthy, or even if anything ended. Shifting that energy, cleaning things out is going to help you feel more connected, more balanced, and it's going to bring a freshness to your environment. Again, we have a moon here. See? We have 25, ground yourself, which reduces to a 7. Some of you are seeing 7's. But again, this is speaking to making sure you have a foot on the earth, not just in the metaphysical plane with the rainbow. Rainbows also signify connection to the spiritual world. So some of you really, again, this speaks a lot to energy management and making sure that you're able to do something that brings you and keeps you to the present, whether it's earthing, going out in nature, or meditation. That helps cleanse you as well. You all need extra, especially the water signs, but you all too. It's important. We have look to the stars, 31. Not surprising. You all are I think, are very spiritually connected already. We have here, weave your spells by the light of stars and listen to your inner voice. Some of you identify as starseeds, or some of you feel a strong connection to astrology, perhaps astronomy as well. Space, planets, celestial beings, stars. That's where you're going to find some of the answers. Some of you may want to look at your natal chart, explore that, maybe get a reading with an astrologer, perhaps a soul evolutionary like astrology, karmic astrology, getting to know yourself better, or even like a solar return when you hit your birthday year or for the year ahead. There's something, again, a strong reconnection to yourself, and you're going to find answers too that'll help you understand yourself even deeper. Finally, we have again 34, which reduces to a 7, massage. This is more of an embodiment practice with the physical body. And you know, when we massage, and there's therapists, I don't know why I said therapists, massage therapy as well, that touch certain meridians and energetic points, like acupuncture points. So some of you may benefit from this, especially if you have stored trauma. And since you absorb so much energy, I always recommend some type of, again, grounding and cleansing is so important for everyone. But I would also say, especially for those that have a lot of Pisces 12th house energy in their chart, 8th house Scorpio. I tend to see this a lot. If you don't manage and cleanse your own energy, you can become subsumed almost like a tsunami with other people's energies. And again, sometimes you could take on what's not yours. Holy smokes, you guys got a lot of messages. A lot of renewal here that I feel for 2023. These have been amazing readings so far. What messages do the spirit animals have for my Pisces, please, for 2023? Thank you. We got dolphin, play. Of course, we got a water animal here. Swim in a happy joy of living. Inhale confidence and exhale fear. Dive into your wisdom, go with the flow. Look at this. This is such a joyful little kid energy. Maybe we have with the mermaids too. There's something about mermaids here. Some of you may have liked mermaids as a child, rainbows too, stars as well. Perhaps there's an element here of inner child healing coming up and connecting to yourself, because that's just another layer of self-love. We also have a baby here. For some of you in 2023, you may be thinking about expanding your family, having a child, adopting a child, or taking care of a child or some other human. For some, it could be animals, because we have a butterfly here. And for me, the earth represents life, so any living creature. I also feel like some of you right now may be expecting as well. Some of you are passing on your gifts to your lineage, to the next person in line. Okay, can we get final affirmations, please, for my Pisces? We've got affirmations here to end this reading, and sometimes they really help. You can reframe them too. One more time. What affirmations does the universe have for my Pisces, please, for 2023? Okay, I'm choosing the one at the bottom because we didn't get any that fell. We got, I am in awe of the magnificent guidance that's available to me. You can screenshot it if you want. There's a lot of universal help, a lot of divine guidance that's waiting to assist. You just have to call for it. So some of you, if you deal with difficulty asking for help, this may be your marker, your sign. Especially since you're the ones that probably tend to help. I feel like many of you are helpers. Ooh, what a beautiful reading. I feel like you're really recognizing your own worth and seeing it, and you're setting down new guidelines and rules for the world around you, and it's going to significantly impact your own journey. You all will have to update me. I hope this reading has helped you all. If it has, comment down below. Let me know what's been coming up for you. Introduce yourselves. I love getting to know you. If any of this has been on your radar, let me know. I'm excited for you. If this helped in any way, hit the thumbs up button or the like button. Share this video if you feel others could benefit. And if you resonate with this and you enjoyed this reading, consider subscribing. I'd love to have you be a part of this community so you could not take a look, so you can see more of these videos and others on spirituality, astrology, energy healing, general wellness, and so much more. I'm wishing you all a beautiful end to 2022. I had to think about that for a sec. And I hope your 2023 starts off on a very peaceful note. Thank you all so much for being here. Take care.